What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Chop Shop. And today we are actually going to do some upgrades on my work pig, my little toy. I guess I wouldn't really call it a toy. It's how I'm making my living right now. Just trying to get a couple more horsepowers and maybe an MPG or two. I did order 2 parts. Turned out day of delivery they notified me that one of my parts was on back order, but one did come in. So that's what we're going to tackle today. What we got is nice S&B full cold air intake kit. Again, this is from my 6.7 Turbo Cummins. And this, a little something cool. We'll pop that open here in just a second. But figure I'll give you a real quick Sandy update. She isn't totally backburnered. I've wire wheeled all the crud off the hood. I'm going to start disassembling, cleaning up, organizing, painting. Just a lot of like little monotonous, stupid stuff I'm not necessarily going to drag you with me for. But her 289 heads are now at a new machine shop, getting larger valves cut in there that the previous machine shop said they couldn't do. I should have those back potentially at the end of the week. I'm going to port them, gasket match them, send them back to have them decked, and we're going to have a nice little set of heads for Sandy, at which point in time we're going to go talk to the machine shop about the block and crank and stuff, get some opinions and blah, 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 blah. And let's show you what this is, because this, I'm actually kind of like, I'm almost more excited about this than I am this. Oh, I am excited. These came from my buddy Jake, fellow YouTuber. I will link his YouTube and his Instagram page in the description. You should definitely check him out. A, he's a mini trucker, which makes me happy. B, he is a fellow F100 guy who's doing just a super sick, all hand fabbed, bagged F100. He's back halfing, I believe, his father's C10, and he offers just a plethora of stuff, man. He does like custom door panels, all kinds of like oddball filler panels, custom hood props. He does C-notches. If you name it, he can fab it. He makes like radio flyer wagon kits. He makes mini bike kits. Like, definitely go check out his Instagram page. Again, I will link everything in the description so that you know how. Oh, he gave me stickers. I got stickers. Stickers are the best. Hold on. I don't want to scratch up what you did here because it's in between foam. It's in between foam. We should be good. So again, I'm going to tag all of his info and do a little video scroll through up here. But this is going to be the logo that you're looking for. You go find this bad mamma jamma and you order some cool shit from him. Help support small businesses, help YouTube channels grow. Oh, look at that. Even on the back of it. Boom. So here's some contact information for you. Right there. You want to have something custom made for you? You like something that you see on his website? Yeah, all the stickers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because it's so fucking badass. Look, go. What you know about that? Now you probably think these are like a wall plaque or something. These are not. What these are is mud flap covers for the Cummins. These are fucking sick. So these are dirty ass truck. Because I lost that panel on the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. And then these are going to go right there. What you know about that? How fucking dope is that? God, these are sick. These are so sick. Dude, Jake, I can't thank you enough for these. These are fucking tits. I can't wait to fucking drive all over the U.S. with these things just flapping in the background. But yeah. Moving on. now to something that's gonna kick me a couple more ponies. The other thing that I ordered was a Rev Max valve body for my transmission. If there are any diesel guys tuning in, as you know, those 68 RFEs are kind of junk. And everybody recommends running a aftermarket valve body and getting a trans tune if you want those to survive. And that's exactly what I'm going for. Unfortunately, it didn't come in. It's on back order. I'll probably have it by the end of the week, at which point in time I'm going to drag you guys along with me for that. And my buddy's going to come over and tune that transmission for me, but it's a super sick, thick billet valve body that accepts like a lot of your factory stuff bolts to it. And then you can bump up your line pressure so those things survive. But I don't have that right now, but what I do have is lots of stuff. Looks like we got our intake tube here. Ooh, that's beefy. Our sensors are just gonna bolt right in there. Got a box. Hey, this thing's huge. This thing's huge. Got a giant filter. Look at that mammoth jammer. All the beef. I am gonna wait till I end this video. I mean, I'm gonna do it on this video, but I want to see what the difference is going to be. God, that thing's huge. I like it. I am making the same trip from West Virginia to Mississippi and back twice this week. It's the exact same route that I ran this last week. And I averaged bobtail or no trailer between like 18 and 19.5 on miles per gallon. And with a trailer, I was in between like 9.5 and like 11.3. So by the end of this video, we are going to have an actual representation of any mile per gallon change. You know, I'm not expecting any miracles. Just all kinds of random stuff. I don't even know what all this stuff is. I fuck with carburetors. I don't even know how this fucking no spark plug thing having fucking works. Got gaskets. This looks like a windscreen for my wife's Harley. I'm going to assume that is the cover for. Oh yeah. Let's get this stuff all unpackaged, potentially read some instructions. I need to rotate the tires on the truck as well because I didn't have my alignment as square as I thought I did, so I started chewing up my front tire. But yeah, let's get this open, check out some instructions, and start making this happen. I'm obviously not going to drag you along for rotating tires because that's fucking boring. Boom. I already got my holes drilled out. Just through my marker. Just lined it up here, marked it, drilled some holes. I got just a stainless hardware kit from Harbor Freight with some nylon nuts. They're going to be a little bit long. I will trim the backs of them off when I rotate the tires, so the tire is not in the way. But this should be a quick and painless install here. Hell yeah. No. Hey, you're gonna knock over the camera though. I know. And there goes all my hardware. Hey, I know. You were my most favoriteest person in the world too. But also, you were making this very hard. Oh, you drooled on me. Motherfucker. Hey. What are we doing? You're not a good helper. Okay, so we are going to make this very complicated, aren't we? I know. So I just need to get these nylon nuts in the back here, tighten these down. We'll knock out this other side. And like I said, we'll trim the backs of these bolts off when the tires are out of the way. So when you tune back here in just a second, or in 5 hours, because this guy makes everything I do super complicated, we will have both of these done. Boom! What you know about that? Oh, I am way more excited about that than I should be. Obviously, super easy install. Drill some holes. Stainless hardware. Like I said, I'm gonna trim the back of these off when I rotate the tires. It'll just be easier with the tires out of the way. But you know, with a little bit of help from Midas, you know, I was able to make this happen pretty much by myself, except for being helped by this little guy right here. Yeah, you. Alright, so easy work done. Sorry if you hear David Freiberg in the background. It is drag week time, so my 1 day home until I'm, you know, before I'm back on the road for a whole another week. I'm trying to watch some drag racing here, but let's get this hood popped open. Give you guys a real quick glance of the factory intake setup here. If you guys are unfamiliar with it, obviously nothing fancy. Just runs right there. The factory turbo. Big old restrictive box. Just a paddle or panel filter. But let's get all this crud out of the way. Again, maybe read some instructions. Maybe not. Make this intake happen. I guess first and foremost, before I even start worrying about the new stuff, let's get some old stuff out of the way. I obviously know that the sensors are going to need to be transferred over to the new intake. And instead of unclipping them, I'm going to try to just unscrew them here and leave them clipped in, lay them out of the way, and then we'll just screw them right back into the new intake. Unplug them, but why unplug them when I can just slide them out? Kind of just lay them off to the side here. Then there's just a clamp down here on the turbo, a clamp up here on the intake box, and that's going to let us get to, it's like there's a bolt here. I imagine there's a bolt in the bottom of the box here. Again, I know there's instructions, but you know, whatever. I need to lower this thing. Stand on fucking buckets and shit to work on it. Fun fact, maybe I'm just stupid. If you want to change the oil on these, maybe someone else can fit their hands all the way down in here, but the only way that I have found to do it is by pulling this damn intake tube, which does allow me to get a filter wrench in there. But fun fact, changing the oil on this thing is kind of a pain in the ass. I don't think we're reusing that. Get that out the way. Move, bitch. Get this intake upper portion of the box out the way. Oop. I doubt that anybody does or will for any reason, but if anybody happens to need the stock airbox for any reason, let me know. I'll ship it to you for free. You just pay shipping. I said I don't think anybody needs it, but in case you do. And oh, we've been sucking at some bugs. Dang. This is a new filter too. This has got, I don't know, it's probably got, oh, maybe not. I've put like 30,000 miles on this truck since I've had it already. So I guess that doesn't surprise me that much. I won't send you the filter. This just pulls out apparently. I don't know about this front one. Yep. Okay, that was easy. Gross though. Look at all that. Maybe I should turn it this way so I'm not dumping bugs down my fucking turbo like a retard. Said the R word. Said the R word. I'm gonna get removed from Facebook or YouTube now. Maybe not pop the, I guess this would be a RAM air tube yet, because I assume I'm probably going to tie it back into that. But well, guys, this actually doesn't come with instructions. I did literally, as I hit play, saw this little guy here. You can scan the QR code and get instructions, but I feel like it would have been just as easy to print the instructions on this piece of paper instead of giving you a piece of paper to then lead you to the internet to then have the instructions, when you could have just put it on this very piece of paper in the first place. So now you've wasted a piece of paper and had to pay a whole ass extra person to add something to your website. Whatever, people are dumb, internet's stupid too. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, this is gonna go there, it looks like. This is gonna go there, it looks like. And then this is gonna go there. Then the whole ass box goes in place with the old box. This goes on the turbo. This looks like it's maybe a reducer sleeve for one side or the other, or maybe it actually goes over and it's not a sleeve and I'm just stupid. Okay, like I said, looks pretty self-explanatory. A circle goes in the circle, rectangle goes in the rectangle, and then the whatever shape you want to call this goes in the whatever shape you want to call that. Well, I'm going to assume this is just going to slide right in here relatively easy. Just like that. Super simple. And then this, I assume, has a, that doesn't go there. Go around here? Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. That just goes over the top of this, it looks like. No? Or maybe it goes the other way. Because there's a lip and a lip. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Now the question is, do I put this in this before or after? Like, am I going to screw myself if I put this in first? That came out really easy. I do think I'm actually going to wait though until this is installed, because obviously this big ass filter needs to go in there. So it would kind of be counterproductive of myself to install this cover that needs to come out in order for me to do that filter. So then what we'll do, this just looks like it's a butt plug. If you don't know what a butt plug is, ask your mom. She's a pro at butt pluggery. And then, like I said, I think this tube just goes, or this gasket is just gonna go right here, it looks like. That looks right. So then this just goes I don't know how it goes. I don't know nothing. There's our O2 sensor bung and stuff right there. I don't know. Let's go over here and just see how it fits. Okay. So I was totally getting ready to start bitching that they didn't provide hose clamps. So I stole the hose clamps off the old intake, but turns out I just dropped them. There's totally new hose clamps, as well as some other hardware in the kit. But looks like I still need. Like both these are gonna go. Looks like both these are gonna get used on here, huh? And then the box just makes a gasket seal. We'll see. We'll see. Again, I've not looked at the instructions. I'm just kind of winging this. I normally work on things with spark plugs, so I don't know what I'm doing. A bracket? What the fuck is the bracket for? In hardware? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Looks like we got new bush kings. Again with some more hardware. The bush kings are pretty obviously gonna go in the bottom of the intake. Yeah. I got 3 of them though. I only see 2 spots for bush kings. I think these need some lube. Yeah. These for sure need lube. I wish your mom was this tight. We'll be back. Alright, so the bracket just goes on the side of your intake box here, and it allows it to sit in a factory location here. And then after a while, it took me a minute, but I got all these butt plugs in, and that's just going to allow it to push right down, sit in the factory location, and then it looks like the ram tube actually does need to come out. Looks like that gets deleted. Show is. There's a little clip right here. I hate these little push things. Hey, Dick Cheese, Nidus, what are you doing? I'm sure there's a tool that pulls these off more gooder, but I don't have it. Okay, I don't want you guys to see me keep struggling with that. That's out of the way. And then, it looks alike. It looks a lot alike. Let's just take this big bitch. I assume. I don't know how you get it in here. Trying to push my butt plug out. Stay in there. Where's the prong at? Can't see it. Alright, so it helps it yank on this. Yeah, I got that line. Oh, I pushed the fucking butt plug back out. That one fought me like hell to get in there. Try not to fall off of my bucket. Now push the other. This is a pain in the dick. Now let's push the front butt plug out. Fuck. Fucking got it. Jesus Christ. I dropped the screwdriver down there. I didn't hear it hit the bottom. Oop. Almost fell out. Where'd it go? Have to remember to find that before I fire the truck up. For sure I don't see it. And I didn't hear it hit the bottom. So, only 1,000 places it could be. Alright. Intake tube. Yep. Everything looks pushed down and nice. Cool. Doesn't look like the front uses one. Looks like it just slides through the gasket. Is this gonna be a pain in the dick too? Nope. Cool. Right through. Shit, yeah. Okay. So apparently I had a mass airflow in backwards, which kind of turns. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Kind of had the wires kinked in a way I didn't like, but I got it looking a little bit better. Again, I dropped one of the screws, but I got factory screws laying right here, which hopefully I can reuse. Otherwise, I'm gonna be digging through rocks to try and find my one that I need. Are you not gonna go in there? See, guys, this isn't like your regular YouTube channel where I just make everything look like it's all easy peasy. Because anybody who's ever actually worked on a car knows that's not always the scenario. In fact, most of the time, it's not the scenario. Bolt-on parts don't always bolt on. Expensive intakes aren't always an exact fit, though I feel like they should be. Which, I mean, this went right in. It just fought me on the, I guess, the ram tube a little harder than I would have liked. And again, I didn't read the instructions, so maybe that was just a me thing. Maybe I skipped a step, or maybe they had advice on, you know, an angle of approach to take that I opted to not look at. But there we go. I like the way those are sitting. Wow. There she is, guys. You know, all I had left to do when I left you just a second ago was tighten these two hose clamps and put this little plexiglass plate in with the filter. And this was kind of a bear to squeeze in, but we got her did. Midas, sir, can I get you to not be under the truck for a second? Come here. Come on. Midas, come out from underneath the truck, please. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, let's fire this thing up. I'll use this to assume we're going for a ride. We're not going for a ride, sir. Hey. Hey. What? Where do you think we're going? Okay, but no, we are just starting the truck. Okay. She running. You gonna stay in there? Do you want out? Hey. Do you want out? We're not going anywhere. We might go get beer later, but not right now. Hey. Still quiet. It's not like I was expecting any dramatic turbo noises or nothing, but still very quiet. Let's give her a few revs and see if she makes any noise or not. Still very quiet. I didn't notice not any sound change at all. Sucks. It looks like it's about to rain on us. I need to rotate these tires. I'm gonna go take it for a spin real quick, see if I feel anything or not. It's my tow rig, so I obviously don't beat on it. That's how I'm making my living. But we're probably gonna have to roll Sandy out to do these tires so I don't get soaking wet, because it's looking a little sketchy here, but let's go take the pup for a spin, since he's clearly excited, thinks we're going somewhere. So we will go somewhere. Again, I don't think it's of any value to anybody, but you pay shipping, I'll send the intake to you. But let's go for a quick spin. Alright, let's go for a ride. I don't have my little camera thing in this truck, so you guys are gonna have a crappy view. It kind of just is what it is. Again, I'm not expecting any miracles out of here. It was just simply a cold air intake. It's not like I did a turbo swap and a tune and big injectors or nothing. Just a little intake. Hoping to pick up if I pick up like half an MPG with the miles I put on, I'll be happy. If I have a couple more horsepower to go into the hills of Tennessee, that'd really make me happy. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of treating, we get tricked. Hard life with this dog. All right. What? Temp is dropping too. Crazy being in Mississippi yesterday. Just like 90 degrees and sticky. Get back up in Michigan. It's a bit nipply. It's a bit nipply. Meow, hard life. Oh. Oh, you hear some turbo a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I definitely hear some turbo. Oh, yeah. Definitely hear some Turbski noise. Well, you, Midas. Do you hear Turbski? Do you hear that Turbski? What you think, boy? Huh? You don't know. This traffic go by. We will romp on her just a little bit. See if we can get some turbo noise out of this old girl. Oh yeah. She's pulling all right. Again, it's not screaming or nothing, but I said that turbo is normally silent. You don't hear anything out of that unless you're pulling uphill. And I don't know if you guys could even hear it or not, but I could definitely hear some whistling. But I'm gonna pull this thing in. I'm gonna rotate these tires and clean up I lived in this truck for a week mess. Oop! My bad. That was a shitty turn. That was my bad. Let me see. Hey, that's not for you. But yeah, I got, hey, I'm aware that Dad needs to clean his truck. But that doesn't mean that you get into my stuff. Hey. Thank you. But yeah, clean up I lived in here all week mess. And we'll get some on the road results from this truck. Shit. Probably when we're going through the hills of Tennessee, you'll probably actually be able to hear this Turbski making some noise. And that's probably when I'm going to, I would imagine with this thing under load, going through hills up and down, is when I may or may not see or feel the most results of this thing. But when you tune back in, that's where I'll be. I'll probably be in like Tennessee or Ohio or Georgia or Mississippi or somewhere other than Indiana or Michigan. Alright guys, so I'm back. And admittedly, I recorded, we picked up some bugs. Hella bugs. So I started recording along my journey about my fuel mileage and everything, and then I realized that was just boring as shit, and I can just give you a real quick, honest breakdown of this. Again, I wasn't expecting miracles, and I'm kind of 50-50 about said results. So I think I'm going to break it down into, 3 parts? I guess part 1 would be performance, a noticeable increase of power. Part 2 would be like around town, back road driving. And section 3 would be towing. Section 2 and 3, the fuel economy of those two. So, I'd say, let's go 1 out of 5. So performance increase, you definitely can feel this. Both loaded and unloaded, you can feel that you're making some extra ponies, especially while driving through the hills. You know, southern Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi is crazy hilly. You can definitely feel that this thing is making a few more horsepowers. It goes up those hills much more smooth, loaded and unloaded. So 1 out of 5, I'm gonna give it a 4. You know, it's just an intake, so it's not like we're making 1,000 extra horsepower or anything like that. But for an intake that does just, you know, it's just a direct swap out for what was in there, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Now, fuel economy, as far as back road driving, I guess this will be kind of maybe a bit of a two-parter, because I did notice around like 50 to 65 mile an hour seems to be this truck's sweet spot. With this intake, I was at 21 miles a gallon when I got home, and it was still climbing. Normally I average around 19.5. So I'm getting what, a gallon and a half more with this intake installed. And again, it was still climbing, but that's between like 50 and 65. I did notice at 75 it does drop back down. I was getting like 20, so about half a mile per gallon. So if you're babying it, trying to intentionally make sure that you're getting good fuel mileage, using cruise control, not being, foot heavy, this thing will give you like an extra mile to mile and a half per gallon in between like 55 and 65. 75, you're getting like a half a gallon or a half a mile anyways. Half a mile to mile per gallon. The one mile is kind of pushing it. So fuel mileage, back road driving unloaded, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. That's pretty nice. So a couple extra horsepowers, a couple mile or two per gallon, while not being an asshat and trying to make sure you're getting good fuel mileage. I'll give it that. The only negative thing that I have to say about this is while loaded, which is really where I was looking for some more fuel economy, because in order to make money, I need to have a load on my truck. So the truck spends most of its time. This load I went from Niles, Michigan to West Virginia to pick up my load, down to Gulfport, Mississippi, dropped off, came back up to West Virginia, grabbed another trailer, back down to Gulfport, Mississippi, dropped off, grabbed a trailer while I was there, and then came back up to Howe, Indiana. So the first two trailers were 11,900 pounds. The third trailer, I think it was like 12,300 pounds, so a little bit heavier. While pulling the first two 11,900 pound trailers, I was getting a whopping 8.8 miles per gallon, which is about half a mile per gallon less than I normally get. And while pulling the heavier trailer, I was only getting like 7.7, 7.8. I did hit 8 a couple times, but while pulling, again, I make a couple more horsepowers, you do notice it. But while pulling a load, I lost half a mile per gallon or more, depending on the load. So, mile per gallon while loaded, I'm gonna give this thing a 2 out of 5. Now, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but that's kind of where I was wanting to pick up the most MPGs, as while I was loaded, because this thing gets such shit fuel mileage while pulling a load. It's like the second you hit that tow haul mode, your gas mileage just goes. But so rating 1, power gain, 4 out of 5. Rating 2, unloaded, around town, city, highway, back roads driving, 4 out of 5. About a mile to 2 miles per gallon. Let's just call it a mile or 2 per gallon, around 55 to 65 mile an hour, around 75 mile an hour, or maybe getting half a mile per gallon. 3, a rating of 3 out of 5. MPGs while towing decreased. That sucks. But maybe my MPGs while not being loaded will eventually compensate for that, and we'll kind of level out, because it is nice having the couple extra. I can't believe the amount of bugs that I sucked up while I was out. I don't know how well you can see it, but this thing is just loaded. Now, I would like to add real quick, just before we get out of here, that this is a bit of a harsh real-world test, because if you've ever traveled the places that I just talked about, Alabama, Southern Ohio, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Midas, stay up here please, Mississippi, all those places, they are hills and mountains, and hills and mountains, and hills and mountains. And you are for hours on end driving down a little decline, driving up a massive incline. And that is your entire day and your night. So this was a bit of a harsh, real world, I believe, fair test for this, because I basically put this thing through worst case scenario. A lot of people, and I'm very aware that people work these things, so maybe I'm talking out of place. I see a lot of these things that are just like city drivers, just a bunch of yee boys who have a big giant diesel truck for no other reason besides the fact they're trying to look cool. So if you are one of those guys and install one of these, you're going to notice an increase in power and an increase in fuel economy. But if you're actually working it with a load, you are not. So I'm going to add a 4th rating to this, and I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 rating, and we will go 6.5. We'll give this overall rating a 6.5 out of 10, because it super sucks that while pulling I get less fuel economy. That is a big, like, kick in the face to me. Would I buy it again? Probably. You get to hear a little bit of turbo noise. It does make a couple more horsepowers. And city driving, you do get better MPGs. So would I buy it again? Probably. I'm glad I didn't buy the Banks, because the Banks is barely rated better than this, and it's like an extra $140. And had I lost fuel economy and spent more money, I would be mad. But overall, I'll give it a 3/4 of a thumbs up. But I gotta clean out this truck. I got my cooler, thing's full of trash. And see, I lived in this thing from Tuesday morning to I just got home this morning, and it's Saturday. So from Tuesday to Saturday, I lived in this thing. So that's what I'm going through to get car parts and entertain you guys. So you're welcome. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not like old rusty hot rod stuff the way that we normally do, but it was something I did in my personal life, my personal tow pig. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. There is that RevMax valve body for the transmission that will be here eventually. We'll do a video on that too, because this thing is going to get that installed, and then it'll get a tune, and then maybe I do a real quick, again, real world reference review, whatever you want to call it, on this thing again. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go drink some beer. Much love. Thanks you guys for tuning in. I'm out.